Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about a news story that just broke in the last couple of days about how the FBI tracked down a potential upcoming terrorist who was mentioning committing real-world violence. He was like mentioning this on Roblox, I guess, and so through reports or whatever, they ended up finding this guy and possibly preventing terrorist attacks from occurring. So it's kind of insane because like I'm trying to think of the games that I would expect a potential terrorist person to be playing or whatever, and Roblox just doesn't really seem to be anywhere on that list. I don't know, it just seems like such an odd game for something like this to happen on, but the FBI tracked a man to his home in Texas after they suspected him of making threats in Roblox to commit real-world crime. In an affidavit via 404 Media submitted to a Texas court on May 16, 2025, FBI Special Agent Carletta Carter described how authorities received a report from an unnamed Roblox player claiming to have witnessed a, quote, possible domestic terrorist incident being discussed on Roblox. In images and statements provided by the witness, a Roblox user known as Craze3Pain was believed to have made threats in-game to, quote, attack a Christian concert or event. With billing information associated with Craze3Pain provided by Roblox, the FBI traced the account to an address in Texas where they identified James W. Berger. Alright, so this is an insane chain of events, right? Because usually, right, like you would think the FBI, if they're hunting down a suspected terrorist, you would think it's like they saw some social media post or something like that, or they found some disturbing email communication or something along those lines. But this is all coming from somebody, I guess, playing a Roblox game. I don't even understand how exactly something like that is supposed to go down. Like, I don't know, was this person planning the event live in a Roblox game with just people in the server? If so, like, I don't know, however it happened, it's completely fucking stupid, let's be real, but depending on how this all really transpired, this person might be one of the dumbest people who has ever lived. And I think this is really, honestly, a pretty good use case for people out there to show you that digital footprint and all of this stuff, this is real shit, you know what I mean? Like, the things you do online, you're not just doing some anonymous bullshit. Like, 9 times out of 10, you can be traced when you're doing shit, especially when you're entering your own payment details under your own legal name at your home address and things like that. I mean, I don't know, rookie mistake or classic stupidity, you call it, I really don't know. All I do know is this is just a ridiculous thing to plan it with anyway. They always like try to make it out like Al-Qaeda or whatever. They're like, oh, they're in a cave somewhere in Afghanistan and they're plotting the next attack in secrecy. And it's like, no, apparently people are just out here in the Roblox global chat talking about how they want to go to Christian events and hurt people. I don't know. After executing a search warrant on Berger's home, the FBI discovered that a family member had installed a keylogger, records inputs on a keyboard, on their computer, with the latter subsequently providing the logs to authorities. The logs, recording access to, quote, Roblox player beta.exe, were combined with Berger's other devices, including an iPhone, to establish their involvement. In a voluntary interview with the FBI at the home, Berger provided his login info for the account and admitted to making similar statements to those shown in screenshots provided by the witness. Berger said his end goal was to, quote, get the hell out of the US, and if I can't, then martyrdom or bust. In searching Berger's iPhone, the FBI discovered a note explaining, quote, how to prevent leaving any DNA or fingerprints behind. Searches for firearms and ammunition and phrases including, quote, festivals happening near me, and, quote, what is the most effective knife type. Carter also described how Berger had taken screenshots of his username being banned from Roblox. Quote, according to Berger in the interview, being banned in Roblox was a familiar occurrence, Carter noted. The affidavit concluded by recommending the courts issue a warrant for his arrest. So this story just keeps getting weirder and weirder because first I'm like, okay, who in their right mind is planning terrorist attacks on Roblox? But then I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? Strike one, that's weird. Second off here, we apparently had some family member who decided, I don't know, out of the blue one day to install a keylogger on this guy's fucking computer so that they could trace what he was typing on the keyboard. And essentially from there, they can see anything he looks up. They can see anything he would message or send through like social services on like Discord or whatever. It's like they would just be basically spying on him. So it's like, who does that? Because it's never come to mind for me once to be like, I should put a keylogger on my brother's computer or, you know, just put it on my friend's his device. Let's see what he's talking about on his computer, right? Like, that is such an odd thing to do, you know? Out of anything that you could be doing, that just seems like something that doesn't happen the most frequently. If you could, like, give me 1,000 things in a list that, like, family members would do to fuck with one another, I think putting keyloggers wouldn't even make the list for me. But apparently, through said keylogger on the computer, they were able to trace, like, a bunch of these searches that he had made. And I mean, these are some pretty alarming searches for somebody who has now openly admitted that he wants to leave the US because he apparently doesn't like it here or whatever. And if he can't leave the United States, he's willing to, I guess, be a martyr. I don't know for what. I mean, you're gonna die and be considered like a villain or whatever. I don't know. You don't really become like some fucking cult hero or anything. I mean, I don't really know what the whole thought process is, but apparently he doesn't like being here and he wants to fucking hurt people who are here. So I think everybody can agree this is somebody who should go. But I think it's also very interesting to point out here that out of everything that he like specifically wanted to target, he made a note of it being Christian events or whatever, right? He apparently wanted to target Christians out of all people right now. To me, that should be considered a hate crime. Like, you're literally targeting people based on their religious beliefs or whatever. That's a hate crime, right? Like, this guy should be not only just a terrorist, this should be like hate crimes, all kinds of shit. So it's just like a very weird, peculiar case to even hear in the first place, right? Because the guy also has like a super American name, like the last name Burger. I can't think of anything more American, right? So it's not like this is some, I don't know, immigrant or something like that. Like, it's somebody who may be considered like part of a terrorist cell, at least from what we can tell. I don't know. So this is more of like domestic terrorism that this would have fell under, I believe. I mean, he lived in Texas and everything, and from everything that can be insinuated here, the guy is like an American, which is pretty odd that he wants to get out so badly and then also is willing to hurt other Americans. I don't really know, but imagine being so fucking stupid though, that like out of everywhere you could be planning this, you know, you could be, you see a lot of the times these people write like manifestos on paper and shit, like you have a notebook or something to write all of this shit down in, man. I don't know. You're doing it on a computer under your own name, under your billing address with all of your personal accounts. And I mean, even if like people weren't reporting him on Roblox, some of these searches alone probably could have got him put on a watch list at least, right? Like the guy's looking up most effective knife types and looking up how to like hurt people and Christian events and whatnot, right? Like there's a lot of shit that tying together shows that this guy is planning some fucking insane, ludicrous stuff. So even then, I mean, let's be real, the NSA and all these other fucking government agencies, they've already been spying on everybody anyway. They're listening to your phone calls, they're reading your emails, they're going through your searches. This is all like just common knowledge, and it has been for well over a decade now at least. I was in like elementary school when all of this shit really started kind of like becoming known by people. So you would just think that most people already know, like, yeah, you can't just go online on Google and type in how to make explosive devices, no FBI links, shit. Like, you can't look stuff like that up. You can't go around talking in chats, talking about how you want to hurt people and like go to events and hurt people and shit. I mean, these are people online. It's not even like you're doing this with your friends or like in a concealed area. You're doing this in a public video game text chat where everything ties back to you ultimately, and anyone can report you. You know what I mean? Like literally anybody in the game can just press your account, report the message, probably have the message ID, everything, and then you're just cooked. It's so fucking stupid. But then again, I mean, are terrorists most of the time, like terrorists and criminals, they're usually not smart people. You know what I mean? It's very few that are actually capable of doing anything that actually amounts to anything that they want to do, right? So I guess if anybody out there is watching this, you gotta know Roblox probably isn't the place to be doing this. So welcome to the new world, man, where everything is online and people are just like so far into the internet and everything. Apparently they just forget that this shit really is like digital footprint is real. These things are all true. These things are actually things you should be concerned about. You can't just be going around saying and doing whatever you want, man. So anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about the FBI finding this terrorist on Roblox and signing out.